Welcome to the channel. My name is Marco. Today we are talking about variants. Are they making too many of them? When should you buy them? That's what we're going to discuss today. And before we get too far into the video, quick reminder, I am doing a giveaway at 500 subscribers for some awesome comics, including a sweet John Romita signature on the Ultimate Spider-Man 100. All you got to do basically be subscribed, leave a comment, but there is a video in the description if you'd like to see the full details. Now, let's go ahead and talk about variants. So, when I first started, which was the later end of last year, getting into collecting comics, I was a variant fiend. I was collecting all kinds of variants. If there was a book or series I like, I was grabbing all the cool variants that I enjoyed. Like for example, I collected the Alex Ross Timeless variants. I collected the Alien variants. Not, I'm a big Alien fan, but Alien variants, the nullified variants. I collected all kinds of variants that I enjoyed. And as I'm progressing and evolving as a collector, I'm more so wanting to invest my money into good keys and stuff like that. Good books that I think have a chance to increase in its value. Now, ultimately, at the end of the day, I think the decision is up to you. If you want variants, then you get your variants. Right now, basically what I'm doing, just for your basic variants, just your regular price, cover price variants. If it's something that you just really, really love, then get it. That's just the end of it. Like, for example, so they did the Xenomorph variants. I'm a big Alien fan. My brother's a bigger Alien fan. So I had to get those. Those were super cool. Presumably they're going to do some Predator variants as well whenever the Predator comic's coming out. And I'll want to get those as well, so probably, because again, big Predator fan, so I'll enjoy that. But it's not for everybody. If you're not a Predator fan, like really into it, then don't get it. It's fine. If right now I'm trying to slim down, like majorly trying to slim down on the variants that I'm getting, so if I can, I'll try to just get one cover for a book, and I'll look at them and really decide, which one I like best. I know some people are like, I just have to have cover A's. Only cover A's. That's all I want. I want it all to be consistent. Or some people are only cover B's. Like, for example, I know the DC books have a very distinctive look on their cover B's, and they're kind of unified. So, and I understand that if you want it all to kind of look like it fits together, then sure, go with it. But for me, it's about the art. And if there's a cover that I have to get, then at the end of the day, I'm going to get it. And if there's two covers that I have to get for the same book, then I'm going to get it. Because it's, it's my choice. And it's your choice as well. Now, the thing is there is a good time to get variants. Because some variants can be, quite pricey. Whether it be because it's a low print run or because it's, just a good key in itself or whatever. Like, a good example would be the cover C for Star Wars High Republic. Personally, I think all the covers look just about as good as the other ones, but for whatever reason, people love the cover C, and that ended up being a good cover to pick up. So, it's not an exact science, but they're definitely, I guess you could be predictive with it. And I guess, if you took a poll when the High Republic came out, and it's, I noticed that a lot of people were liking the cover C. So that's kind of a little bit too late a lot of the times. You don't want to be noticing after the fact and then be like, okay, people are liking this, let me hop onto that, because at that point it's too late. What was that Spider-Man Gleason webhead cover? Technically it's the cover A, but might as well just be collected for the cover, because that's all people. There's nothing special about the book itself. It's just the cover. I was like 55 or something, maybe. I really don't remember at this point. I think I want to say it's the right number, but I'm not exactly sure. My memory is foggy most of the time. But if that was a variant, I know it wasn't, but sometimes it'll just be a really cool cover that'll pop out, people fall in love with, and they gotta get it, and that'll make things go up in price. And also talking about ratio variants. Ratio variants are tricky because I kind of got fooled by them when I first started collecting, because I'm like, oh, these are super cool. I really, really like this cover. I think it's super awesome. And I'd buy them, and then I just watch as within a week they get cut in half or a quarter of their value of when they first came out. But on the other hand, I've also seen variants, come out, and then the next week they're double their value. So it's kind of hard to exactly say when is the right time to get ratio variants. Now, obviously, if it's a key book, so if you read it quickly, or if you hear, it's the first appearance of somebody or something and something significant, then yeah, those ratio variants are going to be huge. And depending on what it is, you hold on to it. Like I think the 1 in 25 for First Miles is pretty ridiculous. It just, it just depends. I mean, at the end of the day, though, like I said, collect what you like, and if you think it might have a potential, pick it up. If it's not too expensive. Like, I'm just worried with ratio variants a lot of the times. I will say one per stores sometimes are a safer bet than ratio variants, because one per stores are obviously more limited, and it can have a better investment or better just hold on its value. I'm trying to think though, but like Thor, the one per store variant on that isn't worth that much. And I mean, it never was. I don't think even when it came out, it wasn't worth a lot. Despite that being the most recent run of Thor, by the way, whatever it is, volume 6 or something. I think that's a fantastic book. I think it's a fantastic cover. But the book itself just isn't really worth anything right now. Maybe one day it will be. Regardless, it's in my collection because I like it. I just thought of another one. The Marvels 6. The super sweet Alex Ross Silver Surfer cover. I think that's a 1 in 25. And that was just right out of the gate. It's just such a beautiful cover. People wanted that in their collection. I also don't know if it had anything to do with, there was a lot of error as far as the production of it. We got 2 or 3 copies at the shop, and they all had a tear on the front cover in the exact same spot. So it was like very obviously and I've actually heard from other people as well online that they have that same copy with the same tear. So something went wrong there. I don't know if that increases the price, especially like on a near mint copy, but even with the tear, that thing was going for like $100 or something. Granted, I haven't checked on it in a little while, but I imagine it's still holding pretty good value because it is just one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen. Now, I do want to talk about, are they making too many covers? And I do have some feelings about this because I like options, and I really like good artists, and I like to get to see the chance for different interpretations of what the cover could be, and so I do like to have some variants. Don't get me wrong. I don't think we should make everything just cover A's, but and definitely I like ratios. I think ratios are cool, but as far as some books come out. And it's one thing to have an A and a B and maybe a C, but you get books with D, E, F, and that's like, for example, like Vampirella and stuff. None of those are really worth anything because each week they come out and there's like 6 or 7 different covers, actually including, because they usually have a whatever it is, unlockable or some FOC incentive or this or that or bonus free thing. So they'll end up having like nearly 10 covers on each book. And it's just like, what are you gonna do? I mean, on top of that, it's not a huge read anyway. Not like Vampirella is the most popular book out there anyway. But even when it is a book that, for example, like with the High Republic, what if they didn't do that cover B? I personally like the cover B, but I know a lot of people that's their least favorite cover, and it shows because it's the least valuable cover as well. But, if they just did the A and the C, which would obviously then be A and B, it's like maybe that could even help to increase the prices of those because you don't have as many options. And a lot of the times it's just, I think for the most part people are kind of done. Other than like, I think when you're new, I think that's kind of when you get stuck in the trap. When you're new, or if you're just a hardcore variant fan, usually that's only like for certain series though. Some people will be like, I'm a big Batman fan or whatever, and they will get every Batman variant, or Harley Quinn or whatever it is that is your thing. They don't usually do it for everything, although some people do. So I don't think a lot of people get stuck in the scheme of buying a million variants. So like I said, other than you're new or you just love a particular character or series or something like that. So I don't know. I think store variants are kind of ridiculous at this point. I think it's just too many. Like I think they should calm down a little bit on the just regular variants, but the store variants are like not even special anymore. And it's now, don't get me wrong, there are store variants that are worth a lot of money, but it's just when you try to pump it out so much so fast, and everybody's competing against each other, it ultimately dwindles everything. And I like to use the analogy of I used to play music. I was in a few different bands, and at some point we thought, we have to keep playing more and more and more so that more people will hear about us, and there's a degree of realism to that as well. But we learned that you need to space your shows apart so that if you play every other weekend, then people will be like, whatever, I'll see them, next time or whatever. It's not a big deal. I'll catch them whenever. It's, I'm busy today, or I just don't feel like it today. But if you're only playing once every 3 months or something, or once longer than that, once a year, then people are like, man, it's been so long since I've seen them. I have to go see them at this show. You really create this special moment, and this desire and need. It becomes supply and demand in a way, and you're demanding their interest and their real true desire to be to go to your show. And kind of the same thing with, I feel like, with store variants, is it's so flooded that I just don't really care anymore. Now granted, there are some variants out there that I want, but at the end of the day, I'm not out here checking out what's the new store variants coming out for this book or that book or whatever. I'm just like, meh. I mean, if something, pops up and I happen to see it and it really, really catches my eye, then sure, I might be interested in it. But a lot of the times, it's just like, this could have just been a regular variant. There's no need to pay an addition, pay $25 or more to get this book that ultimately a lot of the times is just going to stay around a $20 book. Sometimes not even that. And I know a lot of the times they make it, I feel like this is a problem too. They make, for example, we were participating in one exclusive thing. I don't really want to mention names or anything, but you had to buy so many of the book. You couldn't just be like, okay, I'll get 20 of these, or actually this is a good cover, I'll get 100 of the, you couldn't pick your number. It's like, this is the amount you get if you want to get any at all. And it is a lot, is a ton of books, and we just end up not even selling them because, when we sell a few of them or whatever, and we sell some of them rather, but, especially if it's not that special of a cover, you just don't sell them, and they're easily accessible, everyone can get them, and they end up not really being worth anything. So even though technically you might see they sell for $20 or $25 or whatever, it's like you can't get people to buy them. So it doesn't even matter. A lot of times we have so many leftover store exclusive covers that are only maybe, we put $10 on them sometimes and still can't move them. And it's at that point, I mean, I think it's obvious that people just aren't really buying into this, and I don't understand why they keep pushing and keep oversaturating the market with it, because it's not special anymore. and for the most part, nobody cares unless, like, you might have somebody that gets everything from a particular artist. Like, you might be a huge Clayton Crane fan, and so you'll constantly buy those up or something. You're going to have your diehard fans like that, but for the most part, you know, I mean, even me, I love Clayton Crane's stuff, but I don't care. I saw his new cover for Venom 200, and it's just like, whatever. You know, it's fine. I can live without it. That's my opinions, though. Obviously, you can have your own opinions, and I'd love to hear about them in the comments, which, by the way, when you leave a comment, it'll automatically enter you into the giveaway, so might as well do that. And again, this has been a comic rant. Each Friday, I am here just kind of talking about something that I've got going on my brain that's been, bouncing and forth for the past who knows how long. Tomorrow, though, I will be here with a sale video. I'll probably be looking at some comics up at Pops Comics, this shop that I work at. So, which we bought, what was that, a week ago, I guess. We bought 50 long boxes, a big collection, so we got plenty of new stuff hopefully coming out tomorrow. We've been working on pricing them and stuff, and hopefully it'll be ready tomorrow. That's the plan, at least. If not, I'll give you a sneak peek. If I can't show you stuff for sale, I'll give you a sneak peek of what we got going on. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching the video, and I will see you next time.